Hello, welcome. This is Coach Albert. Thank you very much for listening to my podcasts, and thank you very much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on all my social media accounts. Just type in Coach Albert UG and then we shall be good to go so that you don't miss out any of my posts. In this podcast, we are looking at ways to find your purpose. I'm talking about ways to find your purpose. So, remember that Lewis Carroll said, if you do not know where you want to go, it doesn't matter which path you take. Are you getting me? If you do not know where you want to go, it doesn't matter which path you take. It can't matter if you haven't learned how to find your purpose. But if you are anything like me, you want to know where you are going. I don't want to feel like I'm wandering aimlessly. Are you getting me? Because in everything that I do, I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel like I'm living on a mission. Now, we don't have to wander in the dark without a purpose. Do you want to feel like you are contributing to something bigger than yourself? You can. You can do some things to help you live on a mission. And in this podcast, that is what we are putting our focus on. Remember, we are saying, or the question that we're asking ourselves is how to find our purpose, or how to find your purpose. Now, number one is prayer. Prayer is one way on how you can find your purpose. What I mean is, we must not treat prayer as a vending machine, inserting requests and seeing what comes out. Instead, we should spend time praying in order to be closer to God. This is part of how to find your purpose. There is a gentleman called Tim Keller. He said, the basic purpose of prayer is not to bend God's will to mine, but to mold my will into His. Through prayer, we listen and communicate with God so we know His will rather than seek to rationalize our ideas. I have a question for you. Have you prayed about your purpose? I mean, you know how to respond to that. Number two, passion. We can discover our purpose through passion. One of the best ways to find your purpose is by considering what you love. What are you drawn to? What do you value? What causes do you find yourself caring about? What organization do you volunteer for most often? A great question to ask yourself is, what would I do even if I never got paid to do it? Your purpose is always shaped by what you care about. But the point is to be sure your purpose aren't just for money or fame, but for things that are worthwhile. Now, I have another question here. What would you do even if you didn't get paid to do it? It's a simple question. You getting me? Now, number three, past. What I want you to know is most of us are shaped greatly by our experiences. These can be positive or negative experiences. You can have such a negative experience that you decide to change something and find your purpose through that experience. I have another question for you. What experiences have you had, good or bad, that have shaped you in a unique way or in unique ways? Thank you very much for listening to my podcast. I'm Coach Herbert. The fourth way of how we can discover our purpose is through partners. What I mean is, if you have ever watched a singing competition on TV, then you know the power of having honest friends. You have no doubt seen the person who can't sing try out to be a singer in the competition. The person gets to the stage and the judges must tell him or her he or she can't actually sing. The girl or guy needed a friend to be honest with him or her. So, been wondering how to find your purpose? Honest people partnering with you will help. You need people you can approach and say, I think this might be a strength of mine. Do you see that? You're asking a question. Or, what are some of my strengths that you see? The point is, seeking wise counsel is one of the best ways to confirm your purpose. Still, I have a question. What do others say about your purpose? Have you ever asked yourself such a question? What other people say about your purpose? Thank you very much for listening to my podcast. However, I'm leaving you with a question, and I'm waiting for your comments in the comments section of this podcast. Whether you are listening to it on YouTube, you on LinkedIn, you on X, or you on my podcast. The question is, what are some other ways that might help a person find his or her purpose? Thank you very much for listening to my podcasts. I'm Coach Herbert, and as I always say, keep your dreams alive.